Hey guys, it's Nurse Gwenny. Let's talk about blood typing and compatibility. So when we're giving a patient any kind of blood products, we want to make sure that it matches their blood or that it's at least compatible. Let me show you why. So when we're looking at blood groups, we have type A, type B, type AB, and type O. These are our blood types. This means that these blood types have these antigens. I want you to think of an antigen as a cellular name tag. That's a sticker that those cells wear that says, I am a type A. But what comes with antigens is antibodies. And I want you to think of antibodies is a sword, and I'm using this here wrapping paper roll so I don't get put in TikTok jail for violence again, as an antibody. An antibody is something that a cell creates, and when it sees an invader, someone with a different type of name tag, the antibodies say, hey, get out of here, you're not welcome. And it lyses that cell. And it's estimated that it takes about 10 milliliters of giving someone an incompatible blood type in order to cause them to have a hemolytic blood reaction, which will more than likely unalive the patient. So this matters a whole lot. So we have type A blood. Their antigen, their cellular name tag is going to say, I am type A. And then it's going to have antibodies against anything with type B blood. Now then we have type B. Their antigen, their cellular name tag says, I'm type B blood, and they have antigens against type A. So if they encounter a blood cell that has a name tag, an antigen that says type A, it's going to lyse it. Now, then we have type AB. Their cellular name tag, they have two cellular name tags. One says A, one says B, and they have no antigens against anybody. It will accept anyone, right? And so they don't have any swords to fight off any invaders. So these guys are universal recipients. And finally, down here at the bottom, this is me, I'm a type O negative kind of girl. They have no antigens. They have no cellular name tags that put them in the clique of type A or type B. But that means that they have antibodies against type A and B. So if you were to give me a type O patient, type A or B or AB blood, I've got antibodies against everybody. But there's more. RH typing. So our RH factor is a negative, right? Anybody could be whatever of these blood types, and then they can be positive or negative. And that positive or negative means that that rhesus factor, that's what the RH stands for, is rhesus factor because it was discovered in rhesus monkeys many, many years ago, that if we have a patient that's A positive and they have that RH factor, they can receive negative or positive blood, right? But if this patient is A negative, they can only receive negative products, right? So let's say we have a patient that's A negative. Who can they receive blood from? Can they receive blood from other type A patients? Yes, only if it's A negative. What about B? No, they have antibodies against them. What about AB? Nope, because they will attack it because of these type B that are on there. What about O? These guys don't have any cellular name tags. So yes, type A blood can receive from A or from O. What about type B? Can they receive type A blood? No. Can they receive type B? Yes, it's similar. It's just like they are. Can they receive type AB? Nope, because the A part of that, the B, has antibodies against it. And what about O? They will reject all of these because they have antibodies against it. So if someone is O positive, they can receive blood from O negative or positive individuals. Now, what happens? I know what some of you are thinking. Well, Gwenny, on my service, we carry O positive blood. Sometimes we carry O negative, sometimes we carry O positive. Are we causing harm if we're giving it to a patient? Because type O is the universal giver, right? Everybody else can receive it. What happens if I'm giving O positive blood to someone who is, say, A negative? Am I causing them harm? Here's what it is. So when we have these blood types, the AB, ABO types, they are naturally also have the antibodies against it. But with this rhesus factor, if this is, say, an O negative person like me, I don't have naturally occurring antibodies. I just have my antigen, my cellular name tag saying I'm negative rhesus factor. And so on my first exposure to, say, O positive blood, if I was a trauma patient receiving O positive, my body doesn't have the antibodies to freak out. But what it does do is it is exposed to that positive blood and it goes, that really doesn't belong. You know what? I should probably get myself some antibodies, some swords to fight that off in case I see it in the future. So you can actually give someone who is positive. And look, if we have a whole hospital blood bank availability, we're going to give someone the exact right type of blood. But in emergency release situations, you can give an O negative patient O positive blood. But if it's a female, childbearing age or younger, because eventually they'll be childbearing age, we want to give them RhoGAM. That RH at the beginning of RhoGAM is for rhesus factor, right? And so what we're telling the body is like, hey, I know that you are O negative and I just gave you O positive blood. What I need you to do is not go to the store and get some antibodies against O positive. Because when that woman conceives a baby in the future, if she ever does, if that baby is a positive blood type, then her body, from that first exposure, will have created antibodies. I wish I would have had nunchucks for this video. Would have created antibodies to attack that fetus. And so that's why it's imperative, if we ever have to emergency release some O positive blood on a woman, that we also, if we find out later that they're O negative, we have to, look, I'm picking it up with my toes because I dropped it. Then we have to give them RhoGAM to prevent the development of those antibodies. So I hope that helps you understand a little bit more about ABO blood typing and the RH factor. I'm out.